Here's the question for the week. Do your customers like you and appreciate you? It's a simple question, right? Do they like you and appreciate you? And how do you know? I mean, I'm not talking about, well, I think so, right? I'm talking about, viscerally that your customers appreciate the service or product that you provide them, and they like the people in you that work for you to deliver that product or service. It's a lot more than just delivering a product and service. Making your clients appreciate you is really, and your business is really kind of going outside of the product and service that you deliver. Without a doubt, that's the baseline. They're never going to like you if you don't deliver a quality product or service. Okay. It's the extra stuff that pushes you over the value edge to help them like and appreciate and value you. See, everybody does what you do in your industry. There's lots of people that can do it. But what differentiates you from your competitor to make your customer want to stay with you? And if you don't know what I mean today, don't worry. Me and the Reboot Crew here, we're going to help you out. We're going to tell you everything you need to know to make sure that your customers are valuing your service. Before we get started, I'm Jim Gass, and you've joined the Reboot. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate you being here. The Reboot is here every week to help you make business decisions in the area of, technology, operations, customer service, marketing, security, human resources, so on and so forth. Lots of topics. Joining me today are
David Luft with LDD Consulting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, the chili capital of the world.
You had to get that in there, didn't you?
Brian Bradshaw, B&L PC Solutions, Long Island, New York.
You can be a capital of something if you want to.
I figured out how to point. How about that?
I'm Dave Groot with WinStar Technologies. Trixie and I are here with you today with no camera.
Well, we might like it better this way.
I'm sure you do. Now, if we could just get the microphone to work, to break, right?
Yeah, if we could get the microphone not to work. Anyway, just kidding. No. Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for being here, everyone. Listen, guys, Dave Grew was saying something earlier before we started the show about something that he's been through. Dave, do you want to kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I mean, we're talking this just before the show about process. I was just questioning how to, structure a particular process, or how some of you guys were using that same, functionality. And it was because we had a particular issue that I didn't feel was being addressed properly. And I wanted to know a better way to make it happen. And so, in our conversation today, we're talking about how we bring value and how we can show that to our clients. And I guess that kind of ties into everything that goes on behind the scenes. The things that they don't know is really what makes the value, and to make them see it is really to, to listen to what their pains are, because quite honestly, in our business, for sure, our clients don't even know what it is we're selling them. What they do know is the experience, right? And so today's quest, the reason I was talking about process was to remove a barrier to do business with us, right? Like I was trying to make it easier to get approached.
And those little points right there, a whole bunch of those little points make a huge difference. It's in the delivery and the operations, right? It's what you do to make the process more efficient, more helpful, more, it's because you care, right? Isn't that the first and most important thing, guys? You have to care more than just the delivery and making money. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that matters?
Absolutely.
So I want to kind of touch on a couple of things here. So there's before somebody becomes a customer, there's when somebody's a customer. Okay. And so there's a couple of differentiators for me. Today, we're going to talk about existing customers mostly, right? So I have a few things that I like to do to make sure that our customers value our business, right? And this goes for any business, not just our IT companies, right? Our MSPs. This goes for any business. We try really hard to deliver great service, but it's not enough. It never is enough, right? What we do is go a little bit further and communicate to our customers on a regular and consistent basis. We have certain cadences set up with all of our customers so that we can communicate, right? And we find out about problems before they happen. We find out the growth in their business. We find out what's going on in their lives. You know, do you guys have similar in your businesses? Anyway.
Who are you talking to? No,
No, anybody. You guys, generally speaking, guys, do you have a higher level of communication? Try to have a higher level of communication with your customers than your competitors. Is the real question. Is what it comes down to.
I believe that's true. I know we speak with our clients no less than once a year, and in most cases, it's once a quarter, just to kind of sit down and see what the strategy of their business is and where they're heading and what's stopping them technology wise and what we can do to make it better.
Yeah. David, Brian, do you guys put it out there to your customers to say, hey, we want to talk more regularly. We want to have a monthly call, a quarterly call, something like that?
Well, I think the key word there is more. We want to talk more regularly, right? So no. So in all seriousness, what we do try to do that. So we send out through our marketing program, marketing campaigns for our TBRs, YBRs, whether they be annual, semi-annual.
What is TBR and YBR for everyone? Real quick, sorry.
It's a review, quarterly review,
Yep. Okay.
just a business review of your account. And again, it's not always the perception is it's a sales tool. I mean, obviously for us, there's new products and services out there we may need to discuss, but more so it's just understanding that. So we go there with the understanding of our satisfaction from our clients, some warranty info, and some other key things that we need to discuss. But it's hard to get that engagement, to get that scheduled for the most part because everyone's busy. But we follow up with it, and we do get them scheduled at the very least once a year. When we sit down and have those conversations with them, they're the ones telling us we should do this more often because they see the value in it. Once you get a flow going and you understand, hey, you know what? Actually, we're not spending any more money, at this point, and you may not be, or they may need, we may have some projects that we have to plan out, but it's really just, showing your involvement and interest in the environment and what's best for them, and that's key.
I mean, we do what we do, right? We do help desk, we do alert management, we fix problems as they come up, and that should be seen by our bills at the end of the month or the great big bunch of stuff that we do. But who wants to read that, and everybody does that. Everybody does that, So to be different is key. The other thing, David, let me ask you this. I think you do something in this area. Do you give your customers an opportunity to give you feedback and your team feedback on the job that they've done for you? How you do that?
We're using a new customer satisfaction rating tool, and every time we close a ticket, they get the opportunity to give us feedback, and we look at that. And if we get, something where somebody was not happy, we call them up, and usually it's not something that they were really unhappy with, but it was a misperception. But I like what Brian was saying too, and I agree.
We could stop there. We could stop there and absorb that.
Brian's amazing.
We'll put a pin in that one.
There you go.
No, I think we all sort of act this way, but I try to look at our customers not as a transactional event, but as a long-term, how do we have that relationship with them? And I never try and hard sell people things.
No.
Even if they need it. I have sent out some, decline of service notices on things that I really felt were important, and just to make sure they understand what they're doing and not doing instead of just saving money. It's really important for us to explain to them the reason why we have these things that they need. And if you have those regular meetings, it's like, we're saying it's a good relationship. But if you just pop in once a year with a whole list of things they have to buy, you just feel like a car salesman.
Yeah, I think we have relationships with our point of contacts, right? And that's not necessarily who we meet with our QBRs. But Jim, I know you didn't want to get into prospects. We were talking about current clients, but I'm just going to
go ahead.
touch quickly on something that happened yesterday. Was I'm working with a prospect now that loved our proposal and asked, can you send me some references? And so I went and picked 3 different verticals and sent out a note to them. Would you mind if I put you down as a reference for a prospect? And I'll just tell you right now, I'm looking at responses, and they range from, of course, I got you. Absolutely. More than happy to help. Definitely. So what does that show me? It shows me that we're doing something right? We have a great relationship with our clients, which is part of what we strive for that. So knowing you can reach out to anybody and just, can I use you? And they got your back. That's, things are working to your advantage at that point.
That prospect thing, I'm going to come back to that in a minute, but I wanted to add this. What you did there, in my opinion, is a little bit different, right? You asked for a testimonial. Okay. Could I give your name? And oh yeah, absolutely. What you did is gave your customer an opportunity to express their happiness, their value of you. You see, it's not enough that they do value you. That's internal. They keep it inside. That's good.
Yeah.
But don't you want them to express that in the form of talking to other customers, giving you referrals, giving you 5-star reviews on Google, giving you a testimonial for your website, so on? Isn't that more important than them just feeling good, but letting them express it and giving them an opportunity to do so?
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 We have a monthly newsletter also, and we highlight a customer in it every month. And so we pick our customers that we feel we have a really good relationship with also.
How do you think that makes that customer feel, guys, when David here puts them in their newsletter? They're short to the family, their friends.
Yep.
They're really proud of that, right? And you've just elevated yourself up to here compared to any competitor right there,
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
You guys do customer gifts?
Yeah.
What's the last customer gift you gave to somebody?
We send out, the gift wise, so we do wine country gift baskets.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the year to all clients.
Love that.
My office is currently full of Christmas.
I got a 4-letter word, begins with an S, ends with a T.
Well, yeah, but it's more for Christmas. I know Stephanie's working on all the gifts for the clients that we give
got
out
a whole
every
bunch
year.
of stuff in the office there. Yeah,
it's piled up.
Look what it is, November 3rd, right?
That's right. We're getting started. Yeah,
it's time.
Not waiting last minute because people are going to be on vacation.
Yeah, we work a lot of times with our clients. They have internal IT, and so we like to meet with those folks more regularly, like at least once a week, right? Because we want to have a constant communication with the folks inside the IT department. It's not the same as the business owner or the CEO. They have a different level of interest in ownership of that. The other thing we do is when it comes to process is we try and identify anytime a customer is not able to be taken care of on first contact. So if they call and we're not able to resolve an issue and it needs to be escalated up to a higher level, or there wasn't an answer to the question or something to that effect, that obviously means that there's an opportunity to improve documentation, process, or steps. And we try and evaluate that on a monthly basis to just keep that first point of contact to resolution ratio higher.
Yeah, I like that. Again, it goes back to you got to care. You got to give a crap, right? Who said the word transactional? Who was that? If you are transactional, okay. I'm going to use a completely different industry. Talk about it all the time, right? If you are a hair salon, right? Would you guys consider that somewhat transactional? You come in, you get your hair cut, you get out.
Not.
Okay, all right. What about oil change at a oil change joint?
You're talking about when I go get my hair cut, or are you talking about when my wife goes to get her hair cut? Because that's two entirely different questions.
Brian and I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Bad example. Sorry, guys.
Can't hear you guys. You wearing masks or something? I don't understand the words that you're talking about.
We're talking a different language. Sorry, Jim. Are you talking Martian? Okay, oil changes. All right. You go in, you get your oil change, you get out. Is that a transaction?
I suppose.
Why to
if you
go
build
back?
a good relationship, they're going to keep coming back, because an oil change is something you have to have on a regular basis.
But does it matter? There, okay, I use Valvoline. It's across the street from my office, right? Why do I go there? It's convenient. Okay, can I go to another Valvoline? Yeah, I do. When I'm out, and it's been a while. I've been meaning to get this done. I'll go to another Valvoline, right? Okay, and they do a quick oil change. You're in and out 30 minutes top end, right? But what if they took that a step further, right? Hey, Jim, we haven't seen you in a month, and they send a postcard like they do, right? Isn't that caring, showing something, or have a hand signature on that postcard, right? Isn't that what we're all trying to accomplish with our customer base, to let them know you matter to us?
Yeah.
It's not just giving you what we give you by, you pay us for it. You matter to us, right? Now I'm going to go back to what I said earlier, Brian. Prospects. I think it starts there, actually. I lost a deal one time, and I promised I'd never lose an opportunity like this ever again. The person, this is before I really had our act together, right? Before we really had our act together. And I went into this place trying, David, we lost your avatar. I went into this place trying to sell them, right? Trying to convince them that they wanted to use us. All right. And they asked for this, they asked for that. I dropped the ball. I slow played it. I gave excuses. And they ultimately said, Jim, we appreciate the price is right. We're sure you can deliver what you say you can deliver. But really, honestly, if your operations processes are anything like your sales process, I'm not sure we would be happy. It starts there.
Yeah.
It starts there.
Yeah.
Since I've done that, the process has been documented.
Yeah.
So all these things we're talking about, by the way, side question, do you guys have a playbook on this kind of stuff? How you show customers how you appreciate them, or do you just do it? You just know how to do it?
I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
We don't have a playbook because I'm really the only person that interacts outside of technical, but we're right on the verge of expanding that out. We had one customer refer us somebody, and so we bought everybody in the office a Yeti mug.
Bang.
And I dropped it off.
There you go. Yep.
The other thing I've been doing lately is if I see a fairly easy ticket where somebody has to go on site, I'll go ahead and take that ticket, and then I'll just pop in and say, hey, to the owner or whatever, how's everything going? Just so it's more of it's not a scheduled event, but it's just a check-in.
That's it.
And just, it's about them. It's not about anything I have, just to build that relationship.
Add some donuts to that visit and it would be over the top. I love taking donuts. What's that? They're vegans, right? Sorry. Vegans can have donuts. So, all right. What about this? So, we want a new customer. We are in the business of a new customer. And last week or the week before, we took them a cake to say thanks. Everybody in the office loved it, right? And it gave me an opportunity to do something a little unique, and that's get a great big selfie with everyone, with us in it, so that we could post it, on our social media again, and then letting them know and giving them opportunity to, go out and like it and, comment, right? Another opportunity. You guys got to stop doing this back and forth banter. That's no fair. Well, anyway, guys, any other tips you can give people?
I think, a simple follow-up, not for every ticket, not for the tickets. I mean, listen, they're grateful. Something doesn't work, you fix it, and they're on their way. But it's the ones that, and the ones when it comes in, whether it's phone call, email, that there's a level of frustration there. Why did this happen? I lost this, I lost that. Whatever the case may be. But those tickets that are a little noisy, close it. Then do a follow-up the next day. I tell my guys that do a follow-up the next day. Just even though it's working, the appreciation from them that you actually care to call them back and make sure that everything is still the way you left it. That goes a long way too.
That's a big one.
One other thing we do that's a little different, I think, than most MSPs is for some of our larger customers, we actually schedule an on-site visit every week, because I've found that there are so many people that won't put a ticket in.
They just live with it, whatever.
Yeah. But if you show up, they just attack you. Like,
Yeah.
fix this. And it's little things. And it doesn't really even take usually more than about 1 or 2 hours, but the customers totally appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it.
Well, there's
Well, I
that
think that,
misconception. We never see them. We never see them, right? Even though you're closing tickets, you still have people that may think that, and I agree with that. The on-site is important. Listen, we all went through a year and a half of not being able to do that, so things were a little different. But now we're back on site. We're face to face and doing upgrades, scheduling projects, and moving forward, moving ahead.
you got it. It's not the product and service that you deliver that makes your customer value you. It's not price. And if it's only price, it's only going to be price until the next guy comes along, the next gal comes along and beats you on price, right? It's the above and beyond. It's the soft skill stuff. It's the giving the customer an opportunity to say, man, these guys are great. We have a very close relationship. Underline that word, right, guys?
Yep.
That's a big one. We have a relationship with them. We don't just use their products and services. So, Dave Groot, any final last words?
March on.
March
Keep on going.
Keep it going. And
Keep
if
refine the process.
Always be working to improve. If you don't have, I've got to ask this question. This is a big one. We'll end the show on this conversation. Do you guys like to listen to customer complaints?
I don't like the fact that they have to complain.
Yep.
But I'm not bothered by it. Like I would rather that they complained and gave me a chance to fix it.
Right, so you learn from it.
Not complain. So
plus it gives
but
you
I don't like, the problem.
Business.
Yeah, we stumbled across something that decent sized client and there was some chatter that nothing ever works. We need to do something about this. And that came across my desk, and conversation with the client was like, who had our back, was like, what, give me, like, what doesn't? And what was listed there were things that were not supposed to work because of policies and compliance enforced. So it's like,
I can't get the Facebook and the internet never
so
works.
many words. Yeah. And it's like, but that feedback that was negative and it's like, well, yeah. And but that's, but in the head it was, they suck. They're not doing their job. It's like, well, no. Okay. Actually we are. So stuff like that too. But we welcome all feedback. I mean, we really do. And it's good or bad. Like David was saying, you want a chance to hear it and fix whatever the issue was, fix and make it better and ensure that it doesn't happen again.
Look, somebody who complains, generally, to me, that means they value the relationship enough to say something to you to make an opportunity to fix the problem.
And
it's the ones who have no value with that relationship who will just go away.
Yeah,
that's right.
They'll go find somebody else.
We literally work at the highest levels here to try to draw out the complaints. I can't do anything about them if I don't know about them, right? And I thank them. I'm very thankful for the people that bring problems to us that we need to solve, and give us a chance, like you said, to solve them, David, because that means everything. So that's a big one. You got to care. Again, it goes down to caring. So guys, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
See you, Jeff. Have a good week.
Bye, everyone.